Hello, guys. Welcome back to the ministry. This is Tajma Cameron, and today we're going over the lyrics to Joe's Slow Kisses. Why are we doing this? We are so used to hearing all of these love songs, lovey-dovey songs, songs about getting intimate and being sexual. People, if you look on Google and you type in intimacy, the only thing they show you is things that uh inquire to sex. But intimacy is not about sex whatsoever. Intimacy is about closeness with a person. Intimacy is about getting to know the person on a deeper level than sexual. You know that there is an actual term about falling in love with a person intellectually, and meaning that you're actually getting to know their mind, their thoughts, how they feel, how they process their will, their emotions, all of those kinds of things. You're getting to know the person. Ain't got nothing to do with sex. On a more intimate level. Anybody remember the movie Diary of a Mad Black Woman? You remember how when the main character was starting to fall in love with the Shamar Moore character, and the one thing that she said was he wasn't trying to do anything to her. He wasn't trying to get her in bed. He was taking her to dinner. He was dancing with her. They would go and sit on the roof and just be in an intimate mode. He never slept with her, but he proposed to her, did he not? The fact of the matter is, people in this time don't seem to understand what intimacy is. Intimacy is the time that you spend. I remember the one thing that used to irk my spirit when I was in my last relationship. I used to want to take walks. I used to want to just have those moments where we enjoyed each other's company outside of just going to the mall or whatever. And I remember when I was in my last relationship, I was actually coming out of being a teenager and going into my 20s. I'm in my mid-30s now. So my desire is different. I want the intimate moments. Going to dinner, going to places that I've never been. I'm that type of person. I go to the museum. I like the museum. I'm an artist, so I'm a creative. I love art and things like that. I like the simpler things. Do I like roses? Yes. But it's the intimacy of the relationship, not just a sexual thing. Talking about TV shows and all of these kind of things. Will politics come up? Politics gonna come up, obviously, in anything at some point. And it's funny because they always say the one thing that you should never mention on the first date is politics. And it's like, but it's gonna come up at some particular point in time. Because your views on the world and their views on the world gonna come up. It's gonna come up. How you view things. What's your viewpoints? If you're creative, you got viewpoints. Sometimes your creativity touches on your viewpoints. So it's that What's your mental view on things? Emotional, spiritual, social views. I talk about these things all the time. I remember one time years ago, I had an 8 hour, was it 8 hours? I think it was an 8 hour conversation with somebody. We never ended up dating. We talked, we walked, all of this stuff. It was a 1 day thing. And I truly believe that the reason that this man ran into me was because I was supposed to help him process his thought process towards a particular person that was already in his life. But I knew in the crossing of our paths, he showed me what I wanted out of a relationship. And it was the level of intimacy that I desired more so. Yes, sex is great. It is. But intimacy deepens the level that you're going to have when you do have sex. So, what am I talking about? Why did I pick this song? This is the one song out of all the songs that I've heard that are romantic that focuses specifically on intimacy, not sex. And it states that several times in the song. So let's delve deeper into this, because you have to have that intimacy. Because what are you going to do during the seasons of your marriage when you're not having sex? When you're pregnant, you're not going to be having sex that much. What are you going to do? There are going to be seasons when you're going to find a lull. What you going to fill that with? Everybody likes to throw out that men want to have sex. In all actuality, at a certain point in time, men get to a point where, not to say that their sex drive diminishes, it's just that they get to a place where they don't need it as frequently as they did when they were in their 20s and 30s. They have a discipline over it, and they have a ability to be balanced within it. You understand what I'm saying? So they have the ability cognitively to care more about other things within the relationships than just the sex. Their brains have matured enough that that's where they're at. So, what am I saying? Let's just delve into the song, because I could talk about this for a whole broadcast. But we're going to walk through this. Tonight, I'm going to lay you on the bed, and we ain't even about to have sex. Just lay your head on my chest. Sometimes the simple things are the best. A man that recognizes that it's not always that important to have sex with you is a very good man to have in your life. Because that means he cares more about you as a person than he does about the sex. If his concern is more about the sex, then you've got a problem. Now, I remember years ago, I had a friend that told me that a man will hold out for the longest period of time if he knows that he can get sex from you. I don't know if that's true. But, and in some ways I do know that's true. But at the same time, there's a level of maturity that comes. Now, there can be manipulation. Some men do use that as a form of manipulation. I remember years ago when I saw the movie Hitch, that a guy was literally using techniques and trying to use the man's skill to try to get to women so that he could have sex with them, meaning only manipulating them enough until he got. Men do that. But the right man, he's not going to try to do that. He's actually there for you. It's not about marking off time till he can. It's about, I'm here actually caring about what you actually say in this moment because I want to get to know you. I want to get to know you in an intimate way. I know you had a long week. It's just you and me. Forget everything and let me hold you. A real man that really cares is going to take the time to recognize what's going on with you. And if they're really good, and I said this on a broadcast a while back, if they're really good, they're going to know everything about you when things are off because they know or have an understanding of you because of the fact that they pay attention. And paying attention comes with intimacy. You had to become intimately aware of what's going on with your partner. Now, this doesn't let the women off either because you got to do the same thing for your man. Because see, a lot of us women will sometimes just absorb all of that and be like, oh my God, he recognizes blah, blah, blah. But you got to recognize it too in him. You got to be able to recognize when he's off. You got to be able to recognize, okay, it's a little something off with him. What's going on? Let me sit down and have a conversation. Let me pull him away from whatever he's doing to say, are you okay? Is everything good with you? Blah, blah, blah. What do I need to do in order to get your attention to get you to calm and let me speak into you as well? Because we as women, we love those moments when the guy's doing all that stuff for us because we get to be pampered and da-da-da-da. What about the man? Don't forget, he needs it too. Why was Delilah able to get to Samson? Because he laid his head on her lap and relaxed. He needs his place to unwind too. Don't forget that. Sex isn't what you need. You need intimacy. And tonight that's what I'll bring. So let me hold you. When a man can recognize, because he's paying attention, that intimacy is a little bit more important than the sex, because a man that really knows, understands that the more intimate he is with you, the sex will become a given at a particular point in time. And it doesn't have to be right away. I just want to rub, can't touch you enough. And we ain't even going to have sex tonight. Just give me the slow kisses, slow kisses, slow kisses into the night. Kissing is a form of intimacy. I remember years ago, I was watching a documentary on the Discovery Channel, I think it was. And it talked about scientifically what a kiss does to a person. And it speaks about when a person kisses you, it automatically opens the endorphins in your glands underneath the arms, which I'm like, what is true? Which sets off a pheromone that can entice to a level to bring on sensual and or sexual desire for the other person, which I found to be interesting. But it's a level of intimacy. And we ain't making love. Holding is enough. When a man comes to a level of maturity, not manipulation, where he realizes, I can just hold you tonight. And he wants to. He desires to hold you. And let me say this because I'm feeling it in my spirit. Some of the men that are coming to marry you, that are going to be your kingdom spouses, they've been craving that. Because depending on what status they are at and how they are viewed, especially if your man is handsome, some women come straightly to them specifically because they want to get in bed with them. They don't want to have any type of intimacy, holding, laying in the bed together, just sitting together, just talking together, just being in that intimate mode of getting to know each other. They just want to bed. And hey, some of these men have formed themselves in such a way that they've come to the realization of exactly what these women want, and they give them what they want. They give them exactly what they want, but their heart ain't in that. Their heart has not been in that. So when it came down to coming to a God-ordained relationship, especially when the Lord finally highlighted you, it gave them an understanding. Maybe this is the one that I can be that way with. And that actually excites them more than the sex. Because they've been having sex. At a specific point in time, a man wants to get with a woman. When he finally gets to that level of epiphany and maturity, it's like they aren't as satisfied with the sex. They want a connection with the person outside of them the other person just getting up out of bed and leaving them the next morning. Or maybe they do have a bit of an intimacy with one another, but it's not as deep as they desire it to be because the person wasn't there for that and won't let them in to allow them to have that intimacy with them. This is a whole revelation. I'm literally getting this right now. And it's something that's been missing for them. And if you know that your man has an emotional side, that's the thing they've been craving. They definitely been craving that. And the person they were probably with was blocking them off from that one thing in their relationship. They kept it as platonic as possible in that area. So they couldn't go any deeper than surface when they wanted to go deeper. And they realized that with you, they're going to be able to go as deep as they need to go. Tonight you're going to rub my head and I'm going to massage your legs, and I can stimulate your body with sex, but tonight I'm going to stimulate your mind instead. You're going to have those moments with your God ordained spouse where you're going to play with their hair if they got it. If they don't got it, then you're going to rub their head. You're going to have those moments. I used to have this thing. Jesus, do you want me to say that? I like a guy with a beard. Okay. And the reason I like it is because I like to play with the beard. So, yeah, that's my little quirk. I like to play with the beard. If they got hair, I play in their hair. That's just how I am. In a stasis, relaxed mode, I'm like that. So, in a man that really likes you and is in love with you, they love those things. I mean, if they really are in love with you, they love those things. You're gonna love those moments. Y'all just are in a relaxed moment. Ain't no sex being had, but you're just playing with their hair or playing in their beard or what have you. And they're just laying with you. They don't love those moments. I can see it now. I can. And the little things that they do for you. The intimate little things. The things that other men will probably joke on them for doing. They don't care. Because it's not for them. It's for you. And it's the cute little things. Whether it's massaging your legs or whatever it is. Sitting and just having conversation. They come in and they just automatically pick your legs up and lay them on their lap so that they can rub your feet. Just naturally. Because it's just the thing that they do. All those little nuances. The simple little things that you enjoy. The way that when you're in bed together, that it's a specific way that they hold you, or the way it's like a little thing that they do, whether it's kissing your cheek, the top of your head, whatever that is. Purposely, if you're asleep, you can feel them adjust you so that you're in their arms. Just so that they feel more comfortable when they go to sleep. Not intending to wake you, just to have those moments. You know what I'm saying? The kind of person that they're not trying to be intimate with you, they will sit there whether they have gotten to sleep or not and just watch you sleep if you're asleep before them. And vice versa. Intimacy. The verse, let's see. We ain't gonna have sex. I just wanna hold you. Didn't have time to fall in love. Pause. For those of you that are waiting on kingdom marriage, and God was sitting on me, and I was sitting there thinking to myself and praying about this morning. I'm like, some of us are called to go through a short courtship, meaning, y'all gonna meet and get married because the Lord's just been sitting on that man. And the reason that he's been so anxious is because he knows that that's exactly what God wants him to do. And he's terrified because he don't know whether you know that or not. And we over here sitting there like, can he say something? I'll tell you that it's the truth. And some of it's going to be like that fast. Within 2 days. We going to talk on day one. The next day is travel. The third day is the marriage. Some, yeah, God has called you to have a courtship period. And for some, the courtship period is going to be y'all going to get to know each other over 2, 4, 6, or 3 months. However long it takes to plan a wedding. But some of y'all just going straight low. Some will. It's something that I've been seeing it everywhere. And the Lord, I'm gonna say this. The Lord's been bringing to my attention as of recently on TV. My dad will be watching like Family Feud or something like that, and Steve Harvey will ask a question like, "How did you and your spouse get together?" And it'll be like a very quick marriage. And I'm hearing a lot of marriage, engagement, marriage, wedding all the time. Ooh, my nose is itching. Confirmation. I've been seeing that a lot. And it's like these things are taking no time. I was watching a video yesterday, which reminded me of a video I saw about 2 years ago talking about people that went from girlfriend to fiance to wife same day. I saw 2 to 3 videos like that, and it brought my attention back to it. These men ain't trying to find you, and it's like, okay, I found her. Okay, good, we're good. We're just gonna sit, and we're gonna figure this out, and we're gonna court for the next 3 months, and we're gonna, No, some of these men are like, no, God has been on them, like on them, and been trying to tell them all they're going to really need is maybe a 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 hour conversation with you. Pretty much clarifying the parts that they were missing with you. And as soon as they know, okay, we are on the same page, everything's on the same page, and it's like, okay, let's take care of this now. And I said that to say because it said didn't have time to fall in love. They ain't gonna have time. It's already done. Already done. But you got me planning to. They already making plans for you. Girl, you are so right. I'm never going left. Meaning, they done had everything over there on the left side. And you know how they say the grass is greener on the other side? You're the grass that's on the other side that's greener, and they ain't going back to where they were before. Plan on doing things with you that I cannot do with myself. Meaning, they've spent years seeking out, building their life, building their career, doing all of these types of things. And the one thing that was missing is the person that was going to stand next to them that they felt comfortable with them. That's what you are. Because, girl, you are so right. And even your garments, when they see you, they don't even care what you're wearing. The dress, the outfit, what have you. And let's say you basic. This is me basic. But when you do it all the way up. I know how to do it all the way up. I got photos. Their eyes are only on you. Only on you. I heard a woman say this a while ago, that a man, when he sees a woman in a basic, he knows that if they look good in their basic every day, when they do their full on, they knock it out of the park. So, Been a while since I just held you, so tonight I think I might. Some of these men desire that intimacy to get to know you. And some of you, that's how you're going to get to know your husband. If you get married to them quickly, those intimate moments are going to be the moments that's going to bring you closer together. Check it. Me, you, candles, kisses. They're going to be taking you out to dinner. Somebody I was listening to recently was talking about, you don't understand the experiences that some of these men are going to take you into because you've never experienced them before. Taking you out to dinner, taking you to places that you've never been before, vacations, all of these things. And they can do that because you're married to them. I remember years ago I saw a video, Katila Moore, before she and her husband got married, they had done trips with families together and so on and so forth. And it was, temptation was there because they somehow ended up in the same room. I don't know how they ended up booked in one room together, which they never was supposed to happen. But it's like, there are moments that the Lord's going to test you. But the Lord is going to allow that if he puts you in your marriage, he's going to give you those intimate moments that you will get to know each other. It won't just be about sex. Sex will be there because it's part of the marriage, consummation, all of that. But it's the intimacy of just laying together and getting to know each other, laying together and just talking through things, laying together and just delving deeper into one another on an intimate level. So, what else is there? Know that I can turn you on, but instead I'm going to say good night, girl. They know that they can have sex with you. They know that if they are in a particular way, in such a way of intimacy with you, they can have sex with you. But the mature man in them is going to say, no, I'm going to let this moment be this moment. And another night, we'll have that. And that's good. Because when a man can come to that point of understanding, I've heard so many women make comments in previous time frames that have said, we're coming to the end of this video. So I'm going to come back.